here we go. Once again, my people, it's the He Said, She Said podcast. I'm your host, your boy G-Man. I got Wifey.
Hey, Lady G's in the house.
So make sure you share this with your friends and family. This is a really dope podcast. And we're going to start off by saying our sponsors. This show is brought to you by none other than Alpha Medicine and Rehab. So if you guys get into an accident, please make sure you guys check them out. This is very serious. You want to make sure your loved ones are back to health to 100%. So do it the right way. If you get into an accident, get with Alpha Medicine and Rehab. They're all over Florida. They're also in Texas. The information is at the bottom of the screen. So make sure you go check them out because your life depends on it and you deserve it. And also, if you want a beautiful pool.
Oh, go to Miramar Pools, LLC.
That's right. And if you're in Florida, no matter where you are in Florida, they got your back. So make sure you go and get yourself the best pool possible. Miramar Pools, they did our pool.
In record time. In record time, they did it. So it was 1, 2, 3, quick. And it was my Mother's Day present.
Bam. And it was great. And we were swimming in the pool having fun.
Yeah.
So that's how you do it. And lastly, we got Prime, baby. Today is sponsored by the Glowberry Prime. So if you haven't tasted it, I'm going to take a few swigs of this. I like it. It's a little bit sweet. It's a little sweet. Yeah.
Oh, it has sugar in it?
But no, it only has 2 grams of sugar. Only 2 grams of sugar. But it's Prime. You got your nice hydration drink, electrolytes. So if you see it, go cop it, man. It's that Glowberry Prime drink.
I did look at the ingredients on there, and I checked it out before Brandon was drinking it, and it's approved by Mama G.
There it is. It has potassium, vitamin E, got vitamin B, vitamin A, magnesium. So it has all the stuff, and the ingredients, water, coconut water, concentrate, citric acid, the potassium, phosphate, and all that other stuff that I don't know. But at least the very first ones are the ones that we care about.
Yes.
Because those are the ones that are more concentrated. So as long as it doesn't have, what is it?
Maltodextrose.
Maltodextrose and none of that stuff, you should be good.
Then you'll be fine.
So, let me go ahead and take a nice little swig of this real quick.
And while he does that, I'm going to start off with a question. How is it that you stay motivated, that you stay consistent, that you stay, I guess, like when I look at you, I see you as being what I considered even keel. Like you don't have like these high, like really highs and really, really big lows. Like, you just kind of coast along. So like, what's your secret? How do you do it?
With what do you mean? Just like life in general,
life
work,
in general, all
things,
of it.
like just
well,
always...
I see you the same way in every aspect. So I see you the same way that you are with us, with the kids. I see you on the phone with people that you care about and that you deal with. Then I see you at work, and that's a whole other level that I see you at. And you always come across as the same, as just kind of like in balance and doing things right. But like, how do you do that? What's your trick?
You mean like keeping the energy or keeping the consistency of working at a high level all the time?
Yes. The motivation of juggling so many things at once between being a husband, being an on-air personality, being a father, and being a friend and being there for other people, being an influencer.
Yes.
So what is it?
It's funny that you say that, right? Because I was on the phone yesterday with Christian. It was his birthday, by the way.
Oh yeah, Maybelline and Christian.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Love So Real.
Love So Real. Make sure you guys go check him out on TikTok and
Happy
Facebook.
birthday,
Instagram.
Christian.
Yeah. So he said the same thing. He said, "Bro, I was thinking about you the other day," and I was like, "How?" Yeah. He's like, "How do you do it all, man? Like, how do you you're a husband, you're a dad." You do videos every day on TikTok. You're on the radio over there. You're on the radio on Tampa. Like you you got your own radio station. Like how do you do it?
You're answering phone calls all the time.
Yeah. It's like, how do you do it all? You got the podcast, and it's like, I'm just wired like that. It's just weird because and I get this too. Shout out to my boy DJ Quest from 105.5 The Beat. He said the same thing to me. He said, "How do you do it, bro?" He's like, "How do you just like you got time? How do you got time for everything?"
Yeah, where are you getting this time from? Do you have like the secret tap? You know what I mean?
You know what it is?
I'm
very strict with my time.
Yeah.
And so like if I got an hour, I say, okay, this hour I'm dedicating to this. Once the hour is up, I'm done with the task. Whether I finished or I didn't finish, I'm done with the task. Right? I try to finish it in an hour. If I cannot finish, it's fine. You just get back to it, but you have to schedule something different. So in one day, I could do 15 things, then just taking time for one thing till I finish, and then I only got one thing done the whole day. I'd rather get, 15 things that I'm working on at the same time. And even if I finish it tomorrow, that's fine because tomorrow
You already had a head start today
I already,
on it.
and I'm finishing 5-6 things at once. So, and at the end of the day too, is like, I live a life personally, like mentally me, that I want to be a great person, right? I strive to be good, right? I mean, and we all fail. So this is not a thing
Nobody's
that
perfect. You're not
nobody is
tooting
like,
your own
he's a
horn.
fucking angel. No,
No.
It's just what I'm saying is, I try to make sure that I take time out with people. I prioritize people's time. So
you respect people's time too.
100%.
Like, you get to places on time.
Yes.
And you will be the first one to yell at us if we're making you late.
Correct. And if I'm
You
gonna
know what
be
I mean?
late,
And if you've given somebody your word that you're gonna be there, chances are you're gonna be there.
correct. And you know what? And if I'm gonna be late, it's fine. But I'll text them, say I'm running 10 minutes behind. I keep the other person informed.
Yes.
I'm a firm believer that when you are the person that everybody waits on you because you just don't,
You're constantly
you're always
this,
constantly
you're constantly that.
then you are a me person. You're not thinking of other people's time. You're thinking of me. You're not prioritizing nobody else. That's a lack of growth. And I look at stuff like that for everything. If I'm at a job and they're expecting me to do this, I'm going to get it done. Right? I'm going to get it done. I'm not going to say no. If I got time, I'm going to get it done. I'm not going to fuss. I'm not going to say, well, why you always pick me? Fuck it, bro. Like they picked you. You do it. Right? If you're the only one, don't think, oh, I'm the sucker. I'm the only one that always does it. No, that actually, you're that says a lot about you. There's a reason why they're coming to you because you are the guy that gets shit done. And I am like that all the time. And, I do that with you. We got our shows that we watch. I take time to just stop at a certain time. I sit down with you. We watch our shows like, Lester Halt, or we'll watch, what is the other
Inside
one?
Edition, 90 Day Fiancé.
Or you'll say there's a series.
Yeah.
I take time out to watch those things with you. And I give you that time. If my son has a problem with, hey, can you fix this for me? Or let me talk to you about this idea that I have. I take time out to cater to him at that moment because I also got to not only being a husband and a father, but an individual husband and an individual father for each of the kids because they both are going to need me or have questions for me. And I try not that I try, I just don't. I don't let things frustrate me from one thing until the other because then you create a toxic environment because now I'm pissed. What happened? Why are you so be careful? I remember
now
growing
everybody's
up.
walking on eggshells or you're like, what is going
I remember
on?
I was raised like that. My dad, my mom used to tell us, shh, don't say nothing. Your dad's coming. Your dad's going to be upset. Just don't say
like
nothing.
fear-based parenting.
Yeah, it was fear-based. And it's like, I don't want to be that type of person.
And she didn't do it on purpose. I mean, it was all
No,
good
my father was a
it
drunk. He was a drunk. He was an asshole.
It was all good intentions, like more for your safety, but
it wasn't.
Still created a
my
bad environment.
My mom raised two amazing young men. We learned from our mistakes growing up, because I was a knucklehead growing up. But we and at the end of the day, I just respect people and I respect people's time. I don't like one thing that I hate is like when you text somebody and they don't text you back. If it's, hey, I'm just trying to see how you're doing. I understand you probably are busy. You can't get back to me right now. I understand that.
Yeah.
When it comes to business though, like if me and you have a business together and I'm going to tell you, hey, I need to speak to you about something and you're not getting right back to me or saying, hey, I'm busy, I'll get right back to you, then I think it's just full of shit. Because you should be able, you have your phone the whole fucking time in your phone, in your hand. Because I respect your time. If you text me, I'm gonna get right back to you. I don't give a fuck what I'm doing. There's been times that we've sat on that thing and I was like, yeah, I gotta get on a phone call. I gotta get on a call right now. Because I'm respecting people's
you'll
time.
say, I'm gonna start this with you, and we're doing this right now, but in a few minutes, when this phone call comes through, I gotta get it. I've been waiting for this call all day.
Because the thing is, I'm respecting people's time. Mm-hmm. I'm respecting that you're taking time out of your day to call me. I'm respecting that we have a meeting and we said at this time, and I want to make sure that I'm there at that time because you might have other plans 30 minutes from there after our meeting, and I want to make sure you get there on time, and I don't want to be in your way. But when all of a sudden that's the way that I'm thinking, and you're not even thinking that towards me, so you're 45 minutes late, an hour late, like that just says a lot about that person. But not going up that deep end, I just try to, when it comes to doing stuff, I'm very methodical. Like when it comes to timing,
so was it always that way, or is this something that you learned when you were in the Marines?
I learned time management in the Marines, mm-hmm. but it wasn't this detailed. Because in the Marine, everybody was on the same schedule.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like everybody was on the same schedule. We all had a meeting at 0 whatever. And we all had to go PT at a certain time. We all had to be back at work at a certain time. It was a collective unit. Everybody is here at this time. It was clockwork.
Yeah.
It's different when you're in the civilian world and everybody's in their own fucking time.
That's
but
true.
You are now, you got to juggle the time.
Nobody's holding you accountable to be like,
correct,
to be this way. You just built this way.
Correct.
You wired this way.
Correct. So now I got to like, oh, I got to do this. I got to do this. I got to do this. So it's just a matter of discipline and, respecting people's time. Mm-hmm. That's just the way that I am, and I care about people. I care about what people think, and I care about, and it's crazy because like some people don't care about what other people think, and that's fine as well. I think there's always a balance to everything. Like, I don't give a shit what people think of like, let's say us, and what we do, and social media, and the way I raise my family. I don't give a fuck about what people say about that. I can care less, but I do care
about the impression that you leave on others.
Correct. Because when you are talking to me, or like, let's say you come to my house party, I want to make sure that the experience that you have in our family or with me is the best one that I can provide for you. Because you've opened up a pleasant one. Because you've opened up yourself for me to be part of your life. Mm-hmm. And I take that, I don't take that lightly. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm blessed that you have let me into your life, and now you want to spend some time with me. Yeah. So I want to make sure that we have good time together. So that's just the way I am, and a lot of that has come from my mother.
Yeah,
my mom is very empathetic with people. She cares about people. Like my mom, I remember her. Like when people are speeding in the street and they're cutting you off. The first reaction is that people are like, day. Fuck this, the fuck, you little shit. But my mom doesn't look at it like that. Yeah. My mom was like, no diga nada, bendito. You never know. Maybe he had an emergency. He's going to the hospital. You never know what's going to happen. Maybe something happened with his family. And I was like, damn, that's a very different way of looking at stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, like, I think that when it comes to the emotional aspect and things like that, I'm more like my mom.
Yeah.
But she has taught me to be like that. So I'm very like, I understand people. Yes. And even when people don't respect the time, I don't hold it against them.
Yeah, you still
I don't hold it against them because they don't know any better. It's just the way that
they're not there yet. Or maybe they're still learning, or they did it without really noticing.
You only get to be like that when you really want to like work on yourself. If you want to work on yourself and you want to say, you know what? I want to treat people better, or you know what? I'm going to hold myself accountable to a certain standard so other people can have the best expression or experience of me. When you have those goals, that make you a better person just because you want to be a better person, then you get to that level. And I'm not saying that I'm in a higher level. It just means that I've been through life enough to say, okay, why am I in this world? I'm just not living it just because of the hell of it. I want to make a difference. So how do I do that? Well, I got to start with me. I got to self-growth with me. I got to tune myself. I got to care how shit come out of my mouth, because I don't want you to have the bad impression on me. Or I want to make sure that if you ask me for an advice, I can really give you an advice that can really change your life.
Yeah, based on your own experience.
Correct.
We're like basing it on truth. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I know I've been married to you for 26 years, and we've been together
28.
dating for 28.
God damn.
Cállate, okay? Relax. Don't get excited. So I can say many times over that you, as strict as you are with your schedule and how you are as a person, anytime I've needed something, you'll drop your schedule, you'll drop all your plans, and you'll be right there for me for whatever I need.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that, because I know how valuable your time is. But you don't mind saying, hey, you know what? These things can't happen this weekend. You come first. I got to make sure you're good. You're all right.
Yeah.
If it means we have to dedicate time to watching a YouTube video on something we don't understand over my health conditions or process that I'm going through with my type 2 diabetes, then you'll figure it out and you'll learn about it.
Yeah, I try to understand it. You know what I'm saying?
You try to understand it. You embrace it. If I got to go through it, you're going to go through it too.
Correct, 100%.
You know what I mean? So that's all.
Yeah,
that's
I remember one time, and I will never forget this. We're living in Connecticut, and I'm talking on the phone, and I hang up the phone, and you say to me, "Wow, you're so nice. Like, you on the phone. Like, I wish that I had a friend like you to talk to me on the phone like that." And I'm like, "What do you say that?" I said, "Because you're talking to somebody that you've never met before in your life.
Yes.
And you're talking to him like you've known them all your life."
So
And I never forgot that. And it's just like, that's just who I am. Like, I genuinely care for people.
Yes.
And I think the world would be a better place if we all could look at people the same way.
Yeah.
I think it just becomes a little bit toxic when people just think about themselves and think about me and me and me and me and me and me. I got to look out for me first. And I think that's where everything is messed up, because we got to think of others.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yes, we got to think of my family, of course. I mean, I'm a dad. Of course, I want to make sure our safety is a priority.
Yeah.
But my life doesn't revolve around our safety. Our life revolves about touching people's lives. Like what we do with social media.
Yeah, changing people's
Correct.
lives.
Like what we do with social media and stuff like that. Like, I want to be able to make a difference with stuff like that. I want to be able to people to laugh, and I want people to enjoy our content. I want people to enjoy our kids, and I hear a lot of the times when people are like, "Wow, you got great kids, man. You guys did an amazing job." And I am proud of who our kids are. I'm proud of our relationship with our kids. And I feel like...
And they want to be with us. Like, they actually want to spend some time with us.
Yeah, I mean, they want to be around us all the time.
They go out of their way and they adjust their work schedules. Just so that they could be with us.
They kind of get me on my nerves.
Yeah,
like,
sometimes it can be a little too much.
I'm like, I want to spend some time with your mama. Damn, get off
I'm dating
me.
your mama again. You guys are grown. We're going back to the way it used to be.
But and I think that that just kind of says a lot. And I told Brandon, and and Brandon is... Sally's the same way, but Brandon really embraced the empatheticness.
Because he gets that from me. He gets that from me. I gave
From
him
you?
that. Yes.
You?
Yes.
Yes.
When
But
I'm
like,
always
even...
saying, take the emotion out of it. Take the emotion out of it.
Yeah, but see, but that's the thing. He carries that with him.
He
like,
does. He does.
He was working at, when he gives a story, he was working at Publix, and somebody didn't have the money to pay for their groceries, bro.
Yes.
And this kid
And
just
the
paid.
the gentleman started to put things back when he saw that he wasn't gonna have enough.
Yes.
He started to put things back, and,
And-
Brandon grabbed it and
and
put
our
it in the
son
grocery bag,
and our son paid for
took
it.
out
And
his
he's
wallet
like,
and paid his balance.
and the guy is like, oh my God. And he's telling the people on the line, he just paid for my groceries. He
Yes.
just paid for my groceries. And when I saw that, when he told me,
Yeah.
like, I hugged him. And I said, thank you for doing that, because you don't know what people are going through.
No.
If for you to be that person and be there for that, nobody will ever forget that.
Yeah, he didn't even skip a beat. He
Yeah.
just did it.
Yeah. And to me, it's like, very, very proud of my son. So, and our daughter, because our daughter's
Yeah.
the same way. She's always there when people need help.
You know,
She's the first one to volunteer for things. And it's like,
Here's the thing about Aracelis that's so different. Here's one thing. She could be on the phone with her best friend, right? And her best friend won't say anything at the moment about what's going on. And she'll pick up on it like that and be like, I know something's wrong.
yeah, she has a very good intuition.
She's sensitive to
She's
that.
she has a very good intuition.
Yes.
I
and
will say
she's
that.
quick to say, what's the matter? What's going on? How can I help? Like,
Yes.
woo-wee. Like, this is crazy. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? That we're
Yeah.
talking about stuff like this, but it's real stuff,
Yeah.
And one thing that I see on our kids that I tell them about often, especially our daughter Aracelis, that's 24, is I'll say, don't just walk around like aimlessly, not really sure about where you're going, what your goals are. Have some purpose.
Yes.
And have a clear path of what you're doing. So I recall saying to her, baby girl, do a vision board. Put it out on paper. Speak your vision to other people. Tell me what your vision is. Who better than your mom to help bring that to life?
Yes.
Who better than me and your dad? If there's a goal, Brandon has shared with you and with us his goal. I want to grow. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to game, blah, blah, blah. Things that really matter to him. But what she did is behind her door, she created a vision board.
Yes.
A vision wall. She took it past what I told her to do.
Yes.
She's like, Mom, I'm not going to do a vision board. I'm
Yeah.
going to do a vision wall because my vision is huge. She
Yes.
put that together, and I feel like things like that have purpose. I did a vision board, but I did a digital one on my on a website. And I have a digital one that's geared towards my work life. And some of it has personal on there, but it's mostly like a one that's work driven. I got to go back and revisit it because I
Yes.
put things on that board that I know that I've surpassed and I've met those goals.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So it's so important to know where you're heading, what you're doing, and to have that support system. So have you ever done a vision board? What's your
I
take
think that,
on that?
I don't know if I got a vision board. I don't know if I ever did. Maybe I
I feel
did
like
at
we
one
did it in
time.
Connecticut.
Yeah, I
like
think maybe I did
feel
it
like
one
I
time.
see like a frame with like a black
Yeah, I think I
frame.
might have done it a long time ago. But the thing with the vision board is like what it does. It just creates the energy of, which I think a lot of people lack that. Like they lack the intensity of calling out to the universe those things that you desire and you want. And this is not vanity. This doesn't have to, having a nice car, having a nice house and dreaming about that. That's not, it's not about that. It's okay to want those things, right? A lot of people are scared of money.
Yeah, dreaming
Or-
big.
or successful,
Or putting
or
a
having-
certain dollar amount and saying,
Yes, people are
I
sometimes
wanna
are
make
scared because they
100,000
feel
a
like
year or
they feel
whatever.
like being that is like evil, or they think that, well, what's good for a man to gain the world and lose a soul, and you have these things that say things like that, and those things keep you down. Because if you have purpose, like if you live on your purpose, if you live on your calling, that already is going to bring money into you because you're living on the purpose of what you were built to do,
on your gift.
on your gift. So if you are doing that, and you could be a gifted teacher, You could get, you could be a gifted scientist, a gifted firefighter, or you're great at doing police work. Those are gifts. They're just not jobs. They're gifts. The problem is when you get into those jobs and that is not what you're supposed to be doing, because now you get bored. Now you don't like it. Now you're not fulfilling your full potential because you're doing something that is fine, but it's not what you were meant to do. And the problem
what you were called to be doing.
And the problem is, it has to do a lot with the way we are raised. My mom was not the mother. She was a great mother. But she was not the mother that said to me, I see your calling. I see your gift. I want to push you to that gift.
Yeah, I want to cultivate it. I want to push it. I want to bring it out.
You're going to push it. You're going to go. This is what you need to be doing. I see it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I wasn't built
with that encouragement.
I had to find that in myself.
Yeah.
And I feel like we as parents, we are the ones that need to encourage our kids.
We need to nurture that.
Yeah, we can see the gift.
Yeah.
We see the gift. Since they're kids, like kids are automatically going to blossom into this. It's like if you see a flower, right, or a plant, and you say, "Oh, this is an orange tree." But then you treat it, or you take care of it
like an avocado,
like
tree.
An avocado tree. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't do that.
No.
It's made to be.
It's contradicting.
Yes.
You're contradicting it.
Oh, but I like avocados because guess what? You can make more money in avocado trees.
Oh, yeah, you get more per year. You get more per year.
Yes, no, you gotta nurture what the gift is. When you don't do that, you create confusion, you create insecurities.
And you might be making the most money, but it's not going to be doing what you love and what your gift is.
I think that you're going to make the most money when you do what you're supposed to be doing. And you're going to be happy at it, and you're going to be great at it because
and it's not going to be work. It's not going to be work.
Because you're going to love what you do. And, it's going to take time. Listen, to fulfill, to push, to do, be where you want to be takes hard work because life is going to test you. Do you really want this bad enough? Because it takes a lot.
Yeah.
It's going to test patience. It's going to test your finances. It's going to test you in every single way you think it won't test. It will test you because that's what you have to continue. Go. Do it and continue. And yes, you might fall down, but get back up. Continue to go. Continue to go. Continue to go. And it's like I say this to my daughter all the time. She wants to be an actress. Yeah. It takes auditions. I toss it. It's 1%. 1% of the people make it. So how do you who's the 1%? The people that never gave up. The people that just never gave up.
That showed up early in the morning, stayed late at night.
Boom. Yep. That you're going after it because if you don't give it 100%, when you give 100%, somebody else give it 110%. So you better give them 111, 115, 120 because the thing is, when something is made for you, you're gonna get it because it's made for you. Yes, competition is out there.
Yeah.
Yes, of course, it's part of it. That's what's gonna test you, right? You're gonna give up when you don't get the part, or you don't get the business loan that you were looking for,
or you get put down, or you get made fun of.
Oh my God! Or you have family saying, I don't believe in that, or what are you doing? Yeah. You're wasting your time. You need to get real. You need to really, like, and what I'm telling you, like, there's a lot of this stuff people don't think about when you're young, but when you're young and you have kids, you make it 10, 20 times harder to fulfill your goals because now there's kids that are depending on you.
There's responsibilities in the way.
There's responsibilities that you were not thinking of. And a lot of people's vision get short-circuited by these life-changing events. And it doesn't mean that you cannot still get there.
No.
You can.
Yeah.
Guess what, though?
It's gonna be harder.
It's going to be harder. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be harder.
You thought it was harder before. It's
going to be harder
now.
But you can still make
Yes.
it.
And we were 24 when we had 23, 24 when we had Aracelis. And then we were 30 when we had Brandon.
Yeah.
So we were not like what you would say, like young, you know what I mean? Like we weren't young parents. You know, we weren't like teenage parents or anything like that. But we still had to prioritize. We still was young though, kids.
Man. We got baby young, girl.
Yeah.
You don't pluck me too damn soon. I was on this world. I was trying to go get in this world. No, but I'm gonna tell you.
I always say like it's so easy when you're trying to set goals and say you don't have that vision board. Say you don't do the vision board and you don't have that to guide you. You don't have that to motivate you, to push you. You're on an airplane and you can see from the airplane exactly which way you're gonna go and how you're gonna make this happen, and it seems just so easy. Like I got this. But when that plane lands and you get on foot
and you start
get
seeing
that dead end,
the valleys, and you
go down that one-way street. So now you're in Boston and you got a whole bunch of one-way streets, and you're like, wait, I don't know which way to go. I need to go back. I need to do a U-turn.
Correct.
I need to do a do-over.
I made a wrong turn.
I don't know. I don't have that GPS. I don't know where I'm going. Then that vision board, that dream board, vision board, saying those goals to somebody that's going to hold you accountable, then you're going to go ahead and see a difference.
Correct.
Because those people that are going to hold you there, I didn't have a whole lot of people around me that can help me, that could do things. It's just basically me and you against this world, so to speak, right?
Correct. Yep.
So I had
me
Post-its.
And my girlfriend, all I need in this life is it's me and my girlfriend.
And what I say is, they not like us. They not like us. They not like us. Hey. So what I do? I did for 2 years straight. I did Post-its around the house, Post-its on the mirror, Post-its in my car. People thought I was crazy with the Post-its. Little small Post-its with things written on them. I was my own cheerleader.
Yes.
But you know what? Now I'm other people's cheerleader. I'm your cheerleader. I'm the kids' cheerleader. I'm my students' cheerleader. And I'm going to see things come to pass and I'm going to push you out of your comfort zone to get you where you need to be. And I'm okay with that.
Yes.
I'm okay with that.
And that's why it's so important to meditate.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because meditation really brings you to a place where, and some people are like, well, it's meditation. It's not hard.
No.
Put some nice instrumental music on, close your eyes, concentrate on your goals, and see them at work.
Visualize
the actual, have the feeling of it happening.
See yourself walking across that stage.
Yes, see yourself buying that car, getting that house, getting the money, getting that check.
That's right.
Because when you activate that part of your brain, see, like, I feel like, this world cannot just be. It just cannot just be that we are
struggle
here,
to get by
that we struggle to get by
every week
until God comes, and then we're going to go to a better place. This is the better place. Mm-hmm. This is the place of growth. This is the testing stage. This is the test. You are the creator of your life. Were created to create. Mm-hmm. My son and my daughter are a carbon copy of me and you. Right? We created them with our DNA. They have our DNA all over them. If you test them, they're your kids.
There's no denying
There's
that.
no denying it. But guess what? Yeah. We were created, right? By a creator being, or creator thought, or creator, a verb. We were action. And we also have that. I don't like when people feel victimized to the world, and then all of a sudden, we are trying to ask for rescue because either we don't take responsibilities of our actions, which is where we are right now. We created everything for us to be where we are at. If you steal a car, you get in trouble, you go to jail, don't say the devil attacked you. You got to take responsibility for the action that you decided to do. The same thing would happen in the other spectrum if you work hard, you do what you're supposed to do, you stay consistent, you don't give up, you treat people with respect. The universe is going to give you exactly the desires of your heart because they're here for you. Whatever you want wants you. And the only thing that's stopping from you not getting what you're supposed to be getting
Is yourself.
Is yourself or
Your
time.
thoughts.
Because maybe it's not the right time for you to receive those gifts.
You know how many-
or those whatever you're supposed to get.
You know how many times you've said around the house, what you think about, you bring about. What you think about, you bring about. I
100%.
know, like, you say that because you want to make us think. You know what I mean? About, like, what is it that we want? You know what I
Yes.
mean? What is it that's going through our mind at the moment?
Yes.
So it just makes a difference because once you get that, and what is it? Grow. You grow what you go through.
You grow with the flow.
Anything you go through, you end up growing through it. Like, you know what I mean? You're a different person on the other side.
Yes. Whatever you go, whatever you're going through, you're growing through that process.
Yeah.
So you gotta, say, okay, am I gonna grow with this, or am I gonna, shorten myself, or you know what I'm saying, because I'm not gonna use this as a learning experience towards me.
And you know what? And life has a crazy way of like beating us up sometimes, right?
Oh, yeah,
sometimes
man.
like we'll have those conversations. We'll be like,
Yes.
we can't catch a break. Can you
Yes,
catch
bro.
a break? You're like, I can't catch
Yes,
a break.
listen,
and I'm like,
bro.
no, I can't catch a break.
And sometimes
and
life
we
is
both
hard.
go back and forth with that. But
Yes.
that's what we're here for each other for that. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Because you don't have to go through that by yourself. I don't have to go through that by myself.
Correct. And look, sometimes life is not fair.
No.
Sometimes you go through, or people get diagnosed with certain diseases, or kids are dying from cancer, and you're like, what in the world, man?
Accidents happen. You lose people in an accident.
Yes, bro.
You lose
like,
parents and
yes.
friends that are
That's
nearby. And
it's just crazy for me to say, like, even when I see people, like, let's say you were going to go to work and you decided to stay home, but there's an accident in the damn corner. I hate when people say, oh, thank God. It was God that told me not to be late because that could have been me. So you mean to tell me that God didn't give a fuck about the person that just got into the accident? He just cared about you? Like, that's sad to see people that will look at stuff like that and say, well, thank God. Thank God, man. I know
well,
it's
I'm
something
guilty of it because there's times where I'm running late and I'm mad that I'm running 5 minutes late, but then there's a huge detour down the street and there's
Yes, but guess what?
And
But
I
it's
avoided
not-
all the chaos. I'm like, hey, I was like, I guess it all worked out
Yeah, but that
for me
but I
because
get that,
I
but
went
it's
the
not.
other way.
Yes, but it's not a good way of thinking because that is not the reason why that happened. That happened because there was a dumb fuck that decided to
Didn't
make
know how to drive in the rain.
Didn't know how to drive in the rain and messed everything up.
Or,
You know what I'm saying?
didn't use their signal light that they
Correct.
never use.
Correct. It's
every
just
time we wait
shit
for
that
them.
happens.
It could be.
But when
yeah.
you say, when people say, I'm glad it wasn't me, or I'm glad God delivered me from that because it could have been me, you're thinking that you're better than that person that got into the accident. And that's a wrong place, wrong mindset. Because we are all human. We are all important. We're all important. If it doesn't happen to me and it happens to somebody else, well, guess what? That person that happened to has kids.
Yeah,
That
has
person
a
has
family.
has a family that now has to deal with a loss or has to deal with this bills or the car accidents. But I saw like this one person that got into an accident about last year. I don't know. My son was in another high school or whatever, and I remember taking him, and this pickup got into an accident, and I had my window down because I'm trying to find out oh my God, this is crazy. And the guy's like, oh my God, what am I going to do? This is my only way to work. This is what he's saying. My only way to work. I got this car just to get to work, and now this happens. What's going to happen now? And I'm like, oh, my heart sunk for him. Because I'm like, wow, bro. Like some people would just look at the accident, will drive by, and not understanding that what's happening right now, that those lives are being
It's
affected.
devastating. Yeah, it's devastating.
Being affected in a way that it could have happened to any of us. You know what I'm saying? And see, I think that way. Yeah, sometimes some dumbass might cut me off and I'll be mad.
And
Or someone's being slow and I got, man, and I'm the one that cut them off. But
Put it in sport.
correct. But at the end of the day, like we have to care about people. And I feel like humanity needs to grow
In that area.
in that area.
In
You know
the
what I'm saying?
compassion area.
In the compassion area. You know, for us to let things like religion divide us, politics divide us, we are way above that. And when you take something like that to dictate your life, how you're going to react to people, then you are falling short of the greatest gift that you have been given, which is life, which is fellowship, which is treating people with respect and dignity. Yeah, some people are going to be assholes. I get that.
Yeah.
You're going to have those. Well, guess what? Somebody will deal with them. I mean, it's sad that they don't grow to understand that, because then
Life has a way of humbling us.
100%.
So let life take care of that.
And look, if they don't want to grow in that area, that's on them.
That's their choice.
That's
but
their
they're
choice.
missing out.
They're missing out on the beautiful gift to be happy. I want to be happy, bro. At the end of the day, we all want to be happy. We all want to have our great kids. We all want our kids to succeed. We all want to live in peace. We want to enjoy the gifts of life. We want to be able to go outside. We want to smell the flowers. We want to look at the sun. We want to sleep great at night. We all want the same goals.
Yeah.
So why are we fighting?
Yep.
Let's just attain.
A little piece of heaven on earth,
Yes,
right?
let's
is
just
what
attain.
we want.
Yeah, let's just attain those goals now.
Mm-hmm.
When people say, "I can't wait to go to heaven," no. Can we bring heaven here now? Can we just like act like we are in heaven and enjoy the gift of life?
And over again, the more we do the he said, she said at 9 p.m. on Thursday nights when we go live on TikTok, which we invite you to join us to do that.
Go check us out.
Because you don't want to miss out on it. Over and over again, the feedback that we get through our live is, wow, you don't understand the day that I've had. And you came on here and totally 360 that day on me. Like
100%.
It changed for the better. I'm so glad that I didn't just go to bed early or didn't do this or didn't do that, you know. And another thing that you and I do very freely, and our kids can attest to it, we'll be the first to apologize to our kids if we need to. Like, we're so human with them that if we fall short in any way, shape, or form, we're the first ones to say, you know what, let's hit the reset button. Let's start over.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
That's not the way I wanted to come across with you. Like, we don't have any pride in the way. We treat them like we're at the same level.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes. Now, with that being said, we are their parents.
Yes.
And they will understand that.
They don't take advantage of that.
Yeah, and they will understand that.
They know that.
And if I'm, if we're upset, we let it be known.
Yes.
But if I come across in a way that I could have been better, right?
Yeah.
Then I would apologize.
Yeah.
I will say, you know what, my bad, because that's showing them character.
And for those of you that have young kids at home and you're struggling with the day-to-day, you're struggling with the how do I do it all? There's no such thing as being perfect. But enjoy the moment, because we're both sitting right here to say that it does go by fast. And then you wish you could go back.
Too quick.
So, and we've enjoyed every milestone and every year. I don't think we've ever regretted anything with the kids to be like, oh, I hope this phase goes by. I hope this too shall pass.
I mean, I think that we have enjoyed every stage, of our kids, and there's nothing that I regret when it comes to the way we raised them and the way we are with them. I'm very happy, because we got great kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was worse. And I feel very, very, very happy that I was able to change that.
Yeah.
I was able to change that because, I love my mom. I'm like, wow, my mom really like put up with a lot of bullshit for me. And, because I was the oldest. So I didn't have, like, my brother, I'm not going to sit here and say I was the worst kid ever. And I was like, oh, my God, I'm lucky to be alive. In some areas,
you was bad.
In some areas, I was lucky to be like, because I did some dumb stuff that if I would tell you, you'd be like, you did that? But yeah.
You did what?
Yes, bro. Like, I got into a head collision, bro. Like, when I was younger. I was literally drinking. I had a 40 ounce in my lap, and I'm drinking a 40, and I'm on Capitol Avenue in Bridgeport, Connecticut. and I'm, Capital have has, two
2 lanes. Yeah.
two lanes, one way going, one way coming. The guy in front of me was going too slow. I'm on my cousin riding with me, and there's an incoming. I decide like a fucking dumbass. I thought this was the coolest shit. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do this. I go in the incoming traffic, and I start speeding because I want to get in front of this guy. I literally missed a head-on collision by a milli, it was insane. And looking at, like, if I would have gotten into that accident, I would have ruined people's lives. And again, I was a good kid. I was just trying to experiment. I was just trying to be accepted.
You were reckless.
I was a little reckless. But my mom took me to church all the time. I respected my mother. I wasn't that kid. I was like, oh my God.
You weren't talking back to her, that's for sure.
That 100%. But to go through, live through that, and I was like, wow, I could see the ignorance in young people.
Yeah, and where their mind is at. Yeah,
correct. Because I was there at that moment.
Yeah, so where you're.
And I'm glad that I'm not. Yeah, and I'm glad. Obviously, nothing crazy like that happened. But there were times where I did I did some dumb stuff.
Yeah,
and to see that my son is nowhere like that,
I know.
It's like, wow, man. Like, I'm lucky.
Yeah,
that I got a great kid. That we raised him well. So, if you're in Bridgeport, Connecticut. And I almost ruined your life.
Yeah.
I want to say I'm sorry. I want to apologize from the bottom of my heart.
Yeah, you truly are sorry.
I was a dumb kid.
You've made up for it by all these good years, though. The good years have outweighed the bad.
Yes.
Any parting words for our audience? What's your final advice?
This is my final advice. If some dumbass kid does something stupid, forgive him. Because sometimes they're just kids.
Damn.
Being dumb as shit. You know what I'm saying?
You're right. You're right about that. Because you're really quick to forgive, and to give people second chances.
You know what I'm saying? Because they're dumb. Kids are stupid.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Unless there's a school shooting. That shit should not happen ever. Mm-hmm. We got to care about our people. We got to care about our students. We got to care about our kids.
Got to be responsible.
For 100%. You know what I'm saying? And raise your kids the right way. Show them respect.
Hold them accountable.
Listen to them. See what they're going through. Have them one-on-one with them. Take them out. Like I do that with my son all the time and my daughter. I'll take my, we'll go out to breakfast with my daughter, and we get away from you. But I have my conversations as a father.
As long as you ain't talking about me.
But I have my conversations as a dad.
That's right.
I'm like, hey, how's everything going? Is everything okay? How's everything with, your work, your boyfriend? Any advice that I can give you? I do that with my son too, because sometimes we got to be there for our kids.
Yeah, one time me and Brandon were here alone together. He took me to my dentist appointment and he drove me around, and then he took me out to eat after and then brought me home. And I was really impressed with what a good driver he was and how sweet he was and how he looked out for me. It was nice to be able to enjoy your kids in a different way.
It was great.
Both of them.
It was great. So, one time I was with Brandon and I was taking him to his braces appointment when he had braces. And I started talking to him and I'm like, talk to me about spirituality. Like, what do you think? Let me pick your brain on that. What do you think spirituality means to you? Let me talk to me about that. And I'm picking his brain. We're talking, and we're just having all this great conversation. And those I think those are conversations that we need to have with our kids, because they're you got to understand that our kids have opinions.
They want to be heard. They want to be seen.
Yes. And we have to give them that room to grow and for them to develop that part of themselves. And for them to see that, okay, I can see that point of view.
Yeah, that we're open to that. Not that we're closed off, like, I can never say that around my dad. You can't do that. I can't say that around my mom.
You got to be like this. Like, don't listen. That way of parenting is old school.
Yeah, we are our own person.
I instruct my kids.
Yep.
I want to make sure that I am the biggest voice in their life. So whatever's going on around in the world, can't penetrate it. Can't penetrate them because I'm the biggest voice. Because I spend time with my kids. I make sure that I have those conversations with them. And if you are not having conversations with your kids, then other things can influence.
Yeah, and we
their
are
actions.
the loudest voice. Yeah.
You have to be the loudest voice in your kid's life. That is what I'm going to leave with right there.
Awesome. I'm going to say that to come up with a daily affirmation. So, or come up with an affirmation that's going to carry you through. Make sure that it involves the 3 P's. So, make it personal, make it present, and make it positive.
Damn, okay, Lady G, the teacher's out here today.
Can I share with you my affirmation?
Yes.
I am growing stronger and stronger every day in every way. And when the going gets tough and it feels like I can't do it anymore, I say that to myself over and over again, as many times as it takes. I even write it down certain places. And I have it where I can see it. And even downloading an app for daily affirmations that can come up. That can be your gibbet, right? Is that what you call it? Gibbet? Is that where it's on the side of your phone, like present, and you can see it on the
you're talking about
corner?
no.
What do you call that?
A gibbet.
What do you call that on the side of your phone?
It's called the.
You don't even know what it's called.
See, now you don't mess me up. It's not a gibbet, babe.
But it's
Hold
off
on.
on the side of your
Yes,
phone, and you can have it there.
I'm going to tell you what it is. Yeah, my phone is over there. I left it.
Good. I'm glad you did.
Damn.
But you can
You know
have
what it is, the little gibbet.
What is it called? Oh, God.
I know. I can hear.
We're getting old. Are you going to cut this off? Are you going to cut this off?
I can hear somebody telling me what it is. It's not a gibbet. It's not a gibbet.
Yo le voy a preguntar a él porque él sabe. Baby, ven acá.
Come here.
Papi.
Real quick.
So what I'm trying to say is you can download an affirmations app, but come up with your own. It makes more sense if it's personal, right? Because
Yes.
it resonates with you from the
Correct.
inside out.
Well, you know, like I feel like if you have conversations with yourself will answer back to you
Yeah.
of what it is that you need. And I'll give you this crazy story actually happened today.
Okay.
So I'm on my way to work, and I'm kind of like talking to the universe. Like I'm I'm talking it out there. I'm putting it out there. I'm like just having this like conversation, right?
Just
It
a
was
talk.
just a talk,
Okay.
right? You call it prayer, whatever it is, but it's just this conversation that I'm having this thing, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I start talking in a third person. This has never happened to me before.
Mm-hmm.
I swear to you, this has never happened to me before. I started talking to myself like if I was answering like if something was answering the question or or what I was saying back to me.
Yeah.
In the middle of after it finished, I asked another question. But it was such fluent that when I finished, I said, "What the fuck did just happen?"
But you got your answer?
Yes, it was like if I was talking. So I'm talking out loud, like I'm asking like a question, like I'm positive. This is what I want in the world. This is what I need. Blah, 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 blah.
Yep.
And then the conversation changed.
It shifted.
And now it's talking to me through me, and I'm like this, and I'm like what? And at the same time, I'm thinking to myself, what the fuck is going on? And I know what to say, and I'm hearing at the same time, and then it
So are
switched
you
again.
saying that the answer lies within us?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
That's what I hear you
The
saying.
answer is within us. So when you ask questions, you have to listen. It's a two-way conversation. You can't just say, and cry about the bullshit and be like, just complain. Don't do that. You could ask different things. Like, you could say, like, I need an answer for this, like, blah, 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 blah. And then after you do that, quiet yourself down a little bit. what I'm saying? Change the music. Put meditation music on. Don't just, just quiet it down a little bit and just listen. You might not listen to it right now, but throughout the day, listen. Stay vigilant. Because when you ask the question, an answer is going to come. And you have to be in the right place, the right time, the right mindset to listen to it. Whether you see it on a billboard, whether you see it on a bumper sticker, whether you hear a conversation and someone's telling somebody something, but it's really for you. You don't know the way it's going to come. But you have to be able to quiet yourself, expect an answer, and I believe that the answer is going to come to you. Whether it's going to come through a revelation in your mind, whether it's going to go to wherever. We might read a book and the answer is there. But you could ask questions. You could have that.
You could have those challenging conversations, or maybe not challenging, but you could put it out there, and see what comes back your way.
Yes, 100%. All right.
Well, if you know the answer to what that little window is,
Brandon,
then you could put it in the comments because our son is gaming right now. He's not going to come on over.
A widget.
Aww.
The gibbet. It's called the gibbet. Now we know what it's called.
A widget.
It's called the widget.
Okay, it's a widget. Now see? Aww.
Not a gibbet.
Well, I need that widget back on there, but with my own motivational.
That's right.
With my own. What did I call it?
Your
affirmations. With my affirmation. Come up with your affirmation. Let me know in the comments what it is. That's your homework. That's the call to action. And don't forget to stay positive and motivated and set some real goals down. Share them with the people you love and hold yourself accountable.
And we'll see you on the next He Said, She Said podcast.
Hey.
Thank you. Have a good one.
High five. Great teamwork.
Great one. Let's get it. Peace.
Bye.